Hello everyone, welcome to the Buzz the Prey Manga. Today we continue the latest Global Freeze chapter, rewritten and edited by me in English for a smooth reading experience. All visuals and story flow are personally edited to give you the best manga style storytelling. Support the original creator by checking the official manga. So let's dive right into the today's chapter.
Chapter 2679 The Rat's Invitation to Cooperate, Part 1. Aminomi no Nakagami looked at him, a barely suppressed anticipation in his eyes. You understand this history. Then you should understand what this means for us. But our land by the lake, he said here, and gave a slightly embarrassed wry smile. Our advantage lies in observation, recording, and interpretation. But when it comes to interstellar travel technology, we are far behind. The window of opportunity for that star region is limited, and the Stargate is unstable. We don't have the ability to complete the expedition alone, let alone the confidence to fight against potential unknown hostile forces in that environment. Therefore, we would like to seek cooperation. Huashu Kingdom. You possess mature space-folding technology, powerful warships, and a mechanical legion capable of adapting to extreme vacuum environments. And we possess the coordinates leading to the Star Clan ruins, as well as observation data on that star field. If we can unite several surrounding races to form an expeditionary force, perhaps we really will have a chance to seize this God-given opportunity. His tone was sincere, even carrying a hint of barely suppressed excitement. Lord Chaos, I hope that you can embark on this journey with us. This is not only for the land by the river, but also for all of us. In order to buy myself a chance before Drucker the giant truly awakens. After listening, Zhang Yi simply picked up his teacup and took a small sip. Sound, he said slowly. It's like a high-risk, high-return investment project. However, the risks are on a cosmic scale, as are the rewards. Aminomi no Naka no Kami forcefully suppressed Miri's anxiety and tried her best to appear calm. You don't believe me? Zhang Yi put down his teacup, his smile undiminished. It's not that I don't believe. Only a legacy of the Star Clan's caliber. You think you can just take it or steal it like that? Aren't you afraid of being betrayed? Aminomi no Naka no Kami paused for a moment. There may indeed be risks, but after more than 2 billion years, if the Star Clan still exists, they cannot have remained silent forever. Therefore, we conclude that they perished in the process of trying to transcend the universe. We have been waiting for hundreds of millions of people. If we miss this chance again, who knows if we'll be able to hold on in the next cycle? He looked directly at Zhang Yi. The same as you. With your abilities, you've now reached a bottleneck. Unlocking your potential through meditation can give you greater control and a more stable foundation. But a true leap forward requires new etheric power. What is it to hunt down stronger beings and seize their cores? So, it's like when you were in the secret realm of the Ihan tribe, you had a fortuitous encounter that was enough to change the course of history. The ruins of the Star Clan are on that road. You won't be completely unmoved. Zhang Yi did not deny it. He hasn't experienced that kind of qualitative leap in the last 2 years. Meditation brings about a deeper level of self-development, a steady and solid approach from the inside out. However, this kind of stability cannot replace the leap of drawing new ether from the outside world and reshaping its own structure. You're being very blunt. He rested his cheek on his hand and sighed softly. Okay, I admit, what you're saying does make me a little nervous. The eyes of the aim no Manaka no Kami lit up. But Zhang Yi raised his finger and made a pause gesture. Actions are actions, and words are words. We can't just make a decision on something of this magnitude now, and then drag everyone onto the ship the next day. He laughed. What you gave me is quite substantial. It will take time to completely erase the contents of this stone tablet, verify your observation data, and reassess the risks of that star field. Then, we need to consider how to divide the pie with the other members. He glanced at Aminomi no Naka no Kami. You don't want to end up pleasing neither side because you didn't think things through at the right time. Aminomi no Naka no Kami took a deep breath and finally nodded. Certainly. This matter is too big, and I didn't expect you to agree on the spot. I will wait for your reply. After he finished speaking, he stood up and solemnly bowed to Zhang Yi. Then I'll take my leave now. I hope that next time we meet, we can sit down and talk as members of the Expeditionary Alliance. I also hope you can believe that this time, our land by the river is truly sincere. Zhang Yi also stood up and politely shook hands with him. I will seriously consider it. He smiled. Take a small step when you leave. The city of Haikao has really mastered road construction these past 2 days. Even navigation systems sometimes get lost. Manhwa no Kami paused for a moment, then smiled. That means your path is still extending. This may not be a bad thing for the entire world. The process of sending off passengers is proceeding smoothly and in an orderly manner. The Zizpan warship left Tianhai port and disappeared at the edge of the monitoring screen. The doors to the war room closed. Zhang Yi sat alone at the control room and placed the stone slab back in front of him. Under the light, the patterns on the rope resemble miniature star trails. He stretched out his finger and tapped the table lightly. The ruins of the Star Clan, the super bright future of $2 billion. Now it's taken out by and handed to so that can help with the exploration. He remembered what Bai Longzi had said. Do what you want to do, but it's best to have a reason for it. Zhang Yi looked down at the stone slab, a slight smile slowly curving his lips. Then let's see how much wisdom is hidden in this old stone. And how many holes were buried? Zhang Yi did not believe Zipin. He doesn't even believe in any. He has 11 dots after the last one, and it is with this attitude that he has been able to survive to this day. Nowadays, the only people he can truly trust are a handful of people around him. Even with some of his old friends from Huashu Kingdom who had fought alongside him, he remained somewhat wary. Moreover, this is the land by the lake, a country that has had many conflicts and bloody clashes with the Huashu Kingdom. Therefore, his first thought was not about the authenticity of the Starry Sky Corridor, but about what kind of conspiracy the Aminomi no Nakagami was plotting. After seeing Off the God of the Heavenly Sea, the high-level reception room of the Sky Sea Fortress fell silent again. Zhang Yi stood in front of the window, watching the Zipin warship leave a faint trail of light as it disappeared into the edge of the city's protective light barrier. He then casually tapped the communication station. Xian, come here for a moment. Not long after, the door opened and Yang Xinxin, dressed in a black dress, walked in. Brother Zhang Yi, what's that damned rat's purpose here? Chapter 2680 The Rat's Invitation to Cooperation 2. Zhang Yi turned around and pointed to the ancient stone slab on the table. Those rats on the riverbank are definitely up to no good. He spoke casually, repeating the conversation he had just had with Yang Xinxin. Star Clan. Yang Xinxin blinked, her eyes showing no surprise. The exploration of the universe is something that will inevitably occur once a civilization reaches a certain level. However, according to history and Ling's interpretation, only the solar system, the center of the universe and the testing ground of the Creator, is safe. After leaving this area, the outside world is full of unstable factors. Black holes, cosmic storms, meteor storms, all can easily destroy a civilization. Therefore, in the end, most ancient civilizations, when trying to escape the apocalyptic crisis, would choose to hide on a planet in the solar system or on Earth. The Star Clan, which undertakes interstellar voyages, must have once possessed an extremely glorious and brilliant civilization. Otherwise, how could they have dared to undertake such a feat? Zhang Yi said to Yang Xinxin, First, you help me check whether this lost stone tablet is genuine, and whether the record of the Starry Sky Clan's ruins on it is fabricated to deceive me. Although he used the instrument to examine the stone slab once, he was still somewhat uneasy. Yang Xinxin immediately leaned over to take a look out of curiosity. It looks pretty convincing. Her tone was indifferent, but her gaze swept across the stone slab like an X-ray machine. The ancient stone tablets are lost. They possess several, all salvaged from the ruins of various ancient civilizations. However, whether this thing is real or fake, we have to let the facts speak for themselves. She immediately accessed her personal terminal, connected the stone slab data to the Huashu Kingdom's Deep Space Observation System, and sent a top-priority dispatch order to Luke Heron's astronomical laboratory. The best way to find out if the records on the stone tablet are true is to observe the universe and search for the point of return that the god Amaterasu spoke of. Then go ahead and get busy. Brother Zhang-yi, wait for my news. She turned and ran, her footsteps clattering away into the distance. The answer came faster than I expected. Less than a day later, she rushed back to the conference room and slammed a whole set of reports on the table. Found. Her eyes lit up. There is indeed a star that is approaching the orbit of the solar system, currently 3.2 light-years away from Earth. Zhang-yi raised an eyebrow slightly. What about speed? We can't tell the speed yet. Yang Xinxin shrugged. It behaves less like a natural celestial body and more like a floating node locked in a specific orbit. But the coordinates on the other side of the riverbank provide the entrance to the starry sky corridor, which is roughly the same. She unfolded the virtual star map and pointed to a point where the cursor was flashing. If we use the space travel technology we have now and follow the jump travel method, it would take about half a year to reach 3.2 light-years. The premise is that there are no deviations along the way. Planetary engines have already been developed, and Zhang-yi's team now possesses the basic capability for interstellar travel. Therefore, although the distance of 3.2 light-years is far, it is still within the reachable range. Zhang-yi looked at the light spot that represented the target. A 6-month voyage is nothing to the current state of Huashu. The real trouble is what we'll see and encounter after we arrive. The universe is full of crises. Now that all races are reviving, the drug gods may awaken at any time, and danger lurks everywhere. Zhang-yi's personality originally meant that she didn't want to travel around. But if this is truly a tremendous opportunity, it would be a pity to give it up. After all, in this era of great strife, one either advances or falls behind. If you don't grow stronger, you'll eventually be swallowed up by other ancient civilizations that are eyeing you covetously. He tapped on the table. The Zeepan clan took the initiative to approach us for cooperation. They've kept it hidden for so many years, and now they're suddenly offering up the coordinates of the Star Clan's ruins. I just can't help but feel like they're up to something. What do you think? Yang Xinxin thought about it. I feel. She said it seriously, then smiled, a sly glint in her eyes. Your no-good fart statement has already stated the conclusion. Zhang-yi was taken aback by her retort and couldn't help but chuckle. This matter requires further consideration. The two discussed for a long time, from technical risks to political risks, from the benefits of the expedition to the worst-case scenario of losses, and finally came to a conclusion of only one word. This matter must be handled with caution. Let's hold back for now. Since they're the ones who came to us seeking cooperation, they should be the ones in a hurry. Let's wait and see if they provide more information or slip up. Zhang-yi finalized the decision. You dig out all the information about the Star Clan. The observatory will continue to monitor that celestial body, and the energy department will prepare an expedition plan, but it should not be publicized. Let's first accept that Zeepan's claim is false, a conspiracy against us. Then we can consider the possibility that the Starry Sky Corridor actually exists. In short, safety first. Prepare simultaneously under two premises. Yang Xinxin nodded. Okay, I understand. However, it's not too troublesome to inquire about the Star Clan. We have a living history book of Earth here. Yang Xinxin gave Zhang-yi a reminder. Zhang-yi slapped his forehead. Look at you. I forgot about her again. Ling definitely knows about this. Soon, Zhang-yi summoned Ling over. Now, as her consciousness begins to slowly awaken, Ling spends most of her time in Tianhai City. She doesn't need to eat, but she can eat like a human. Perhaps it's because she inherits the memories of the original, Kimoto, which makes her somewhat indifferent to life itself. Yang means that one feels bored and numb to everything. So most of the time, she would sit for a long time at the beach or at the Tianhai market at night. Why did you call me back? Ling's voice, as always, carried a touch of ethereal quality. Zhang Yi sat in front of her and briefly recounted the contents of the stone tablet depicting the visit of the heavenly god. I need to ask you something. Do you know if there's a race called the Star Clan? At this point, Zhang Yi quickly added, Of course, perhaps you have other names for it. Anyway, you can see this stone slab. You should know what it means to say no. Zhang Yi directly handed over the lost stone slab that had been preserved for over 2 billion years. Ling placed her unreal, fair hand on it, gently stroked it, then withdrew her hand and calmly met Zhang Yi's gaze. So it was them. Indeed, there is nothing about the living Earth's history books that is unaware of anything. You call them the Star Clan. However, in the records of the Aihen tribe, they have another code name. 4th Generation Yakman Star Gun Sequence. Chapter 2681 Starry Sky Corridor 1. When Ling mentioned the Star Clan, her eyes held a hint of reminiscence. After all, that civilization was once extremely brilliant and glorious. They exist and were once marked in the Yak people's database as a super combat civilization that could be compared with the Aihen people. Zhang Yi's eyes narrowed. In other words, they really did exist. This is the extent of the problem. Ling nodded. For a full billion years, the Druk gods were suppressed into a relatively stable locked range. The fact that they could do this was due to the Star Clan at that time. Their logic of civilization is very simple. Equip ourselves with technology to the extreme and implement the aesthetics of violence to the very end. They do not seek ascension to the etheric ocean, nor do they seek spiritual transcendence. They only pursue one thing: how to maximize the use of force in the material universe. That was the mission given to them by the Creator. From the day they were born, their purpose was to exterminate the Druks. One day, they suddenly decided to break free from this universe. Ling looked at Zhang Yi, her tone pausing slightly. So they tried to open a tunnel through the universe. To find a new universe that is more suitable for their existence. Zhang Yi nodded knowingly. When civilization reached its limit, they naturally understood that the universe was a prison. They were created to suppress the Druckers, but they were unwilling to be controlled by their creator. They want to take control of their own destiny, so all they have to do is escape this universe, right? It sounds quite in line with their personality, but unfortunately, it seems that they lost in the end. Zhang Yi said with a sigh. Ling's voice softened slightly. They originally had the potential to succeed. Zhang Yi's eyes widened in shock. He stared at Ling in disbelief. They actually have the ability to succeed? The Creator should be omnipotent. So how could there be anyone who could escape the Creator's control? This was simply unbelievable, but it also had a huge impact on Zhang Yi's heart. To escape the control of the Creator means to escape fate. From a technical perspective, their proposed solution is feasible. But the problem is that they defied the will of the Creator. They want to bypass the rules of the game. They want to climb out of the game board. And so, divine punishment descended. The cosmic tunnel collapsed a moment before it was formed, and the core of the main Star Clan civilization was wiped out in that incident. You can understand it as self-destruction. The control room fell silent. Only the low rumble of the energy core echoed in the distance. Zhang Yi slowly exhaled a breath. So, they lost not to Drucker, nor to any other civilization. Is the Creator. In other words, the Star Clan, like the Druk gods, chose to break free from the fate arranged for them by the Creator. Ling nodded. From this point of view, the defeat of the Star Clan to the Aihen clan is not at all unreasonable. The Aihen race chose to abandon all material things and ascend to the ethereal ocean. Therefore, they did not leave behind any complete technological products. They took everything they could and destroyed what they couldn't take. The Starry Sky Clan is not a Starry Sky Clan. They pushed technology to its limits, filling the material world with armed nodes, before being forcibly interrupted by divine punishment. Let's finish this. Therefore, they may have left behind a large number of fragmented but extremely dangerous technological legacies in this universe. Ling looked at him. If you can find those ruins, you do have a chance to obtain an extremely precious treasure. Zhang Yi was silent for a moment, then suddenly smiled. After hearing what you said, I'm even more interested. But he stopped smiling. As you know, I'm currently facing a bottleneck in improving my strength. Meditation helps me tap into my potential and refine my own structure. If you want to take another step forward, you can't rely on grinding alone. Or I'll go kill something stronger and steal their ether fragments. Either I have to be like before, encountering an opportunity that's enough to change the entire curve. The Starry Sky clan ruins, by all accounts, are the latter. Ling said softly. It's normal for your heart to flutter. But you have something more than many people. You are sufficiently vigilant. Zhang Yi smiled. In this world, I always assume that anything good that comes from an unknown source is a trap. Until I fully understand how dangerous something is, I will decisively conclude. This matter must be extremely dangerous. He turned around and looked out at the city. Therefore, I will choose to remain inactive for now. Let's leave the country by the lake for a while. We're investigating everything about the Star Clan while waiting to see what the Heavenly God will do next. Ling nodded. I will grant Yang Xinxin access to a portion of the higher-level historical index. Tell her to speed up the process. However, you should be prepared that many records about the Star Clan are only fragments. The more dangerous something is, the more dangerous it is. Zhang Yi hummed in agreement. Danger. But that doesn't mean we should jump into that big pit right now. At this time, far from the Huashu Kingdom, in a certain virtual network space, a huge circular meeting platform silently floats in the darkness. The outer perimeter is covered by dense energy shields and stealth arrays, while the interior is a simple and solemn conference hall. 5 figures stood in 5 directions. Aminomi no Nakashijin sits on the main position on the north side with the symbol of the land by the river floating in front of him. The representative of the Celestial Clan is the powerful winged being named Kong. The Wolf Clan is the Kroba, who exudes a wild aura. The Titan tribe, Chan, has a body as large as a mountain. The Ironclad Clan's Mount Gu is like a mobile fortress, its metal shell mottled yet sturdy. Representatives of the 5 major races surrounding the kingdom of Huashu gathered here. According to the established plan, Aim no Mikazuchi no Kami breaks the silence. I have already told Chaos about the Star Clan, including the Starry Sky corridor. A virtual projection lit up in the center of the venue, displaying a simulated cosmic vortex diagram before everyone's eyes. It was a shadowy, incomparably vast cosmic vortex, as if swallowing light in the void. It is so large that it even exceeds the size of the solar system, and due to its special energy magnetic field, it emits a light blue halo. The blue vortex devoured all the surrounding celestial bodies, then flowed from its end toward an unknown direction. A gigantic cosmic vortex. Explanation of Aim no Minakanushi. You can also call it Starry Sky Corridor. Chapter 2682 Starry Sky Corridor 2. The Star Corridor, the largest relic left by the Star Clan, and also the broken entrance they attempted to open into the cosmic tunnel. Kong retracted his light wings, his gaze calm as he raised a question. You want to use this trap to lure Chaos into a snare? But that cunning guy, will he actually take the bait? Kroba chuckled softly. If you want prey, you'll become interested in even bigger prey. Moreover, this time we're sending them to the Star Clan. I believe no one can resist such a temptation. Chan groaned softly. Problem. If this thing is fake, once Chaos sees the flaw, all the groundwork we've laid over the past 2 years will have been for nothing. They might even spend money on us, making him wary of us, and then it will be much harder to lure him back. Once Zhang Yi leaves Huashu Kingdom, they will have no way to deal with him. In the era of great upheaval, the upper limit of a race is determined, and the strongest alien will always be the alien. However, if an alien is only one person and has the support of a large clan, then the concept of alienation is completely different. If we compare the Empire to a war machine, then Zhang Yi is the main gun, while the other entities in Huashu Kingdom form the tracks, armor, and engine. Zhang Yi, who is already extremely powerful, would have a very difficult time winning even if the 5 ancient civilizations joined forces. Given the resources and military strength of the entire Huashu kingdom, in fact, the entire high city would be enough. Of course, this is what they believe. They naturally wanted to eliminate the most powerful and threatening 6th-generation human kingdom in this region. But if it requires them to pay too high a price, they are also willing to do so. Gushin spoke, his voice deep and muffled, carrying a metallic quality. If you say, he might not immediately turn against you, but he will be preparing to retaliate against us from where we can see him. We've already seen that vengeful guy. The situation is easier to manage now. Being forced into war is actually a good thing for us. After listening to their words, the god of the ninja sect slowly raised his hand. Who said that's fake? The legend of the Starry Sky Corridor. The true legend. The room fell silent for a moment. Sora's pupils contracted slightly, Kroba straightened up, Natsumi clenched his fists, and the light in Koyama's eyes brightened by 1 degree. Greed quietly spread through the air. They believed that the so-called Starry Sky clan ruins were a trap set by the supreme god of the Central Realm to lure Zhang Yi. But now he says, is that really true? Everyone knows how precious the relics of a god-level civilization are. Zhang Yi was able to rapidly increase his combat power only after being baptized by the etheric ocean. Moreover, he also gained Ling's approval to possess her human form, a powerful weapon. Are you sure? For the first time, the voice in the empty room carried a hint of suppressed emotion. Did you verify it yourselves? The Zeepin clan, do they really know the coordinates of that corridor? The god of the inner palace nodded. We have inherited a part of the Jaman culture. After countless generations of interpretation and verification, we have confirmed the approximate star field of the entrance to the Starry Sky Corridor. The latest observation results show that the area has once again come into the observable range. That's why I'm using my hands this time. Kroba licked his canine teeth. Then we can do it too. Before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted by the wave of the hand of the god of the palace. Don't be too happy too soon. That is a dangerous and forbidden place. The reason why the Star Clan was able to suppress the Drucker God clan for 1 billion years was because they were more violent and more insane than the Druckers. Do you think that the relics left behind by such a civilization would be benevolent? His gaze swept over everyone. Even if we have inherited some of their Jaman culture, we still cannot determine its coordinates. But we know almost nothing about its structure, rules, and pitfalls. If we rashly barge in, it's very likely that before they even touched the weapons they left behind, the entire corridor had already treated them as trash and cleaned them up. Nachuan nodded slowly. That's why you need a vanguard. A vanguard that is strong enough, greedy enough, and dangerous enough. Gu Shan said in a low voice. Chaos. In the past 2 years, he has become the biggest variable in the entire Southeast Asia Z6 region. All order, all balance, will eventually revolve around him. The eyes of the god of the inner palace are deep and unfathomable. That's precisely why we need to use the crisis at the Starry Sky Corridor to eliminate him. Since we can kill them head-on, then let's ask for an even bigger killing field to help us. He slowly clenched his fist. At that time, we will do so in the name of a joint expedition. Lead him and his fleet into the Star Corridor. We need to make appropriate mistakes at key junctures. Let him touch those things that he should touch. The rest will be left to the forbidden technology left behind by the Star Clan. A cold, calculating atmosphere filled the air. She lowered her eyelids. Over the past 2 years, we've been showing goodwill towards the Huashu Kingdom. Krobalu's fang smile. Nature allows its prey to live in peace. I can't help but say, said Chawin in a muffled voice. Withdraw troops from the border, make concessions on trade, and sign an alliance for offense and defense. We pay a small fee. Gushin summarized it simply. It's all for this step today. Let chaos believe that we are already willing to stand on the same front. Disarm his vigilance. The god of the palace slowly exhaled a breath. It requires him to be willing to take that step. He wants him to enter the Starry Sky Corridor. So, regardless of whether we can come out of it alive in the end. One thing is certain. In this world, there will always be a chaotic variable wielding a long sword beside us. For a moment, no one spoke in the meeting room. After a long while, Kong looked up and spoke slowly and clearly. Then let's see. He's definitely going to fall into the trap we've prepared for him. After much deliberation, Zhang Yi finally made up his mind about whether or not to go to the Starry Sky Corridor. Later, Zhang Yi made a decisive decision. He contacted Bai Longzi and directly told him about the Starry Sky Clan, hoping he could help him make a decision. Zhang Yi doesn't mind clinging to powerful figures. If the Dragon Clan can get involved, he'd be happy to have the soup while they get the meat. After all, safety comes first. The dragons have been a great help to him, and their strength is formidable. If he can get the dragons' help, the chances of success in this matter will be very high. After hearing the term Starry Sky Clan, Bai Longzi pondered for a moment and realized which race it referred to. Oh, you mean the race that ruled the entire universe and almost wiped out the Druk people in the epic before that? They are indeed powerful. If they were at their peak, even our dragon race would have to avoid their sharp edge. Here we end today's chapter. I hope you liked it. Kindly do also subscribe to my gaming channel. I have to Fina a way to survive. Thanks.
Today's chapter. Tell me in the comments which part you enjoyed the most. If you love manga style stories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Buzz Play Manga. See you in the next chapter with more surprises. Thank you.